The following is a presentation of The Day.
In a season full of surprises and improbables, none more so than tonight at the Judy Dow Standish Gymnasium on the campus of Ledyard High School as the 1-4 Ledyard Colonels play host to the 4-1 East Lyme Vikings. You got it all live on game day. Casey O'Neill along with the sports doctor and the Bernie Sanders of the game day crew, Mike tomorrow.
Gonna get some airtime, Mike.
In the background. And as always, game day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. Waterford Dental Health voted the #1 best dental practice 6 years in a row by the Day's Best of the Best Reader's Choice Awards. Sports doctor, it has been an improbable start to the season. And if I told you 3 weeks ago that one of these teams would be 4-1 and one would be 1-4,
I'd say Ledyard is 4-1. I'd say East Lyme is 1-4. Casey, Ledyard's only win this year coming against NFA in overtime, and Fitch is 4-1. East Lyme is 4-1. Their only loss came to Fitch. So in a topsy-turvy year, a role reversal here tonight at Ledyard High School.
Pre-season, we said that Ledyard may be the most, maybe they're the best team. We had them up there at the top of the teams to look at.
Right.
They got Jabari Jones and they've got Darrell Cagle.
Yeah.
And, we said, here's a team to be reckoned with. East Lyme only won 6 games last year, didn't bring back any of the big-time players, but number 35, senior Marshall Gata, has been lighting it up. 29 points the other night, and out of nowhere, this team's 4-1.
Yeah, and I was talking to Coach Bernardi before the game, and I said, Coach, did you see this coming? And he said, like any coach would, of course I did. He said, you guys counted me out. We knew we had coming back, but I'm a bit surprised. Like you said, 6-14 last year. The wacky season with the COVID. They're 4-1, Casey, and they could create a little bit of separation or at least keep themselves up on top of the perch tonight with a big road win tonight against Ledyard.
Yeah, there's one other big game in the ECC tonight, and that's NFA and Waterford. And so at the end of tonight, I can guarantee you we'll be even more confused than we were going in, because regardless of the outcomes of those games, I don't know what it's going to teach you about what's going on in the conference right now. Now, all year long, we've been saying who has the best virtual fan section after the national anthem. We have a very, very special shout out to Game Day's #1 fan right after the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would ask that you please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Well, we saw Friday night NFA knock off the undefeated Fitch Falcons, and a very special fan chimed in. Sports doctor, there he is. There's NFA football coach Jason Bakulis. He said squats for Joe Click.
Oh, that's great, isn't it? That is fantastic.
Oh, so special love for Coach Bakulis. Good squat form.
Put some weight on the bar, Coach. Come on now.
That's
fantastic.
That's
amazing, yeah.
Well, we talked about Max, Pierre-Louis. I'm going to never, ever call him that, Pierre-Louis. Joe Click and Ryan Outlaw, you know, the offensive line and the big guys from NFA and
the lunch pail crew.
Oh man, so they're at Waterford tonight they're playing Waterford tonight in what is a big game for the top of the conference. Here we go, 4-1 East Lyme. Marshall Gaeta is going to jump it up with Jabari Jones, Ledyard in the home whites, and they win the tap. And off it goes. Austin Chapman will have the ball for the Ledyard Colonels.
Straight up man-to-man defense here and a quick steal.
Matt Velakis ahead of the pack, left hand. Velakis, one of the returners that did get some playing time last year for East Lyme. Will Anglin, another Riley Walsh. There's some guys that have played. Darrell Cagle, pull-up jumper, 15-footer in and out. And Velakis with the rebound. Swing, 3-ball, back iron, no good, and a strong rebound by Jones.
East Lyme Casey man-to-man defense. Signature of this program the last few years under Jeff Bernardi.
Jones loses the basketball. Carpenteri comes up with it for the Vikings, and he turns it over. And Cagle, the big body guard, up ahead to Green. And a little sloppy in the early going, Sports Doctor.
Ledyard with a couple of possessions and no shot attempts. How's that? 3 possessions, 0 shot attempts. Turnovers, coach's nightmare. Full court, 2-2-1. That's what Cagle did, yes. Cagle did miss a shot.
As Gaeta swings it. In the corner goes. Velakis up strong for the basket.
No, that's where you see it, the 2-2-1. And beating that press on the back door, it's how you do it.
Slow to fast.
Attack it and beat it on the back end.
Yeah, slow to fast, right? You start off slow and methodical, not to turn it over. And as soon as you can make the pass to the middle, whenever the pass to the middle gets made, if that person can go fast from there, you get that backdoor layup like you just saw.
Right, and when Ledyard wants to trap you right at half court in that 2-2-1. They want to suck you in, make you pick up the dribble right in the corner and trap you right there. And when you beat it, like I said, it's easy to attack and beat on the back end. No trap, no help on the backside, lazy by Jones and by Green getting back on D, leads to 2 by East Lyme.
Now the key was as soon as it got to the middle to Gaeta, as soon as he caught it in the middle, he didn't allow himself to get D'd up. He swung it out wide, in and out, right? We talk about that all the time, in and out. And then a dangerous pass, if Cagle had been over to slide over, that's actually probably should have been a turnover.
You've got to hustle to your spots on that press. There's no doubt about it.
There goes Green. Euro step. Knocks it down for the first Ledyard basket of the game, and they'll stay in that 2-2-1.
Got to get there side to side. Nice job that time by Ledyard. Better.
Baseline was a good look by Anglin, but he took an extra step before he could get it down, and the turnover will go the other way. Quick early timeout by Dave Cornish. Get his team to know exactly what he wants them to do after they're a little bit lazy, like you said, on the press. Three-pointer short from Austin Chapman, out of bounds, and it will be East Lyme ball, and Ledyard looks like they'll stay in that pressure. Interesting that Jones is at the top there and Green is over on the side. Usually you see the quicker guy on the ball. There's that pass to the middle. Now they're going to attack. Pull-up jumper, back iron, no good. And look at Jabari Jones go up for the rebound.
You got to go get it. Your size is Cagle and Jones has got to crash the boards.
Cagle with a left hand. Pulls it back out to Chapman, and now Green will reset the offense for Ledyard. There goes Jones, baseline. Pulls it back out, picks up his dribble though in dangerous spot. And out of bounds, it'll stay Ledyard ball.
You know, Jabari Jones, Casey, is one of those kids where, you know, he kind of struggles with that mid-range jump shot. And, you know, he's electrifying going to the rim. You'd like to see him pull up from about 10 or 12 feet and make himself a threat.
Yeah, he's got a good feel around the basket,
and
we've seen him take games over. But sometimes
at the rim.
Sometimes he tends to drift a little bit.
Yep.
Drive underneath and a block. Cameron Reynolds went to the basket. He'll draw the foul, and that foul's on Riley Walsh, and it stays Ledyard ball underneath.
Darrell Cagle looks like he grew about 4 inches and hit the weight room in the offseason too. He's a big kid.
He's not a guard anymore. He
No.
still is, but he doesn't built like one anymore. Green pulled his dribble up. And a travel. That time by Cameron Reynolds. Ledyard looks a little bit out of sync. I would give Jabari Jones the ball, and I would clear out, and I'd say go to the basket.
Yep.
Nothing complicated. Here comes the pressure again by Ledyard. East Lyme has done a nice job with it so far. There's a pass to the middle.
Good job by Ledyard getting back, though.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about that after this possession. When you teach the kids, there's 3 aspects to the press. There's 3 ways that pressure can be effective. It's not always about turning you over. That's a step 1.
It's a little 1-2-2, like I said, Jones up top.
Long 3 is off the back iron. Jones with another rebound.
He's going to have to do that tonight. Crash the boards.
Swing to Green. There's Jones. Jones needs to demand that ball.
Yep.
He's kind of putting his hand in the air, but he's got to demand that basketball.
Come to it. Come get it. Want it.
Cagle off the dribble. Kick out. 3-pointer. Good.
Yeah, I like that driving kick, though. Nice job by Cagle. Sucks the defense in. Chapman knocks down the 3 ball.
So phase 1 of the trap of the press is to try to create the turnover. Phase 2 is to get back on defense and make the team run an awkward set, which is what Ledyard is doing right now.
Right.
There's a straightaway 3 the other direction, no good. Weak side rebound by the Vikings. Inside, little baby hook, no good, and Cagle goes up and get the rebound. So the turnover is only one thing. The second thing is to get the offense to run a lousy set, and that's what they did that time. Hanging in the air, can't finish is Chapman. Velakis up ahead now. Walsh. Can't find it, and we're stuck on 5-4 right now. Here goes Cagle. Reynolds spins, hangs, short. Gets his own rebound, finds Cagle. Tries to put it on the floor, bullies his way, reverse layup, no good. Jones gets his rebound, but knocks it out of bounds, and I believe that ball was off of Jones, but they're going to say off of East Lyme. We're going to get some substitutions into the game. So here comes our first mask break of the game, which means we'll take our first break of the game. Come on back, 5-4 Ledyard. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
At The Day, our journalists are in your community, talking with business owners, attending town meetings, analyzing data, talking to government leaders, reporting on the issues that matter most to you. Since 1881, we have been serving our community and will continue to do so 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Never miss a day of news. Enjoy convenient home delivery right to your doorstep, 7 days a week. Subscribe at theday.com.
The goose is loose here at Ledyard High School, game day favorite. And he's in the ball game now for East Lyme. Also in the ball game is Connor Keefe for Ledyard, as we have some substitutions. LeBron Maurice into the ball game for the Colonels as well. Rowan Mundell into the ball game for East Lyme, as the substitutions come in on both sides. Mundell drives to the basket. Hangs, throws it up, no good. Hey, welcome to the game, take a shot. Yep. I love the kid that gets in the game and immediately launches one.
That's what I would do.
Cagle with a reverse block, up ahead it goes. There's Maurice. And he'll go to the line.
Well, he's aggressive, Casey.
Do you think, some people call him Maurice?
How about LeBron?
Thank you very much. So he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Is that Paul Simon?
As Space Cowboy will shoot 2 for the Colonels. Now, that's the sad part, is his nickname absolutely should be Space Cowboy.
Yes.
But not one kid on that team has any idea what I'm talking
Steve
about.
Miller
right
Band? Oh, boy.
2-point Colonel lead as Maurice calmly
He's
knocks
done.
down both.
Listen, he comes in. He's knocking down shots.
First name's a basketball name too, huh? LeBron?
Yeah, a little bit. He's not too bad.
Good job again, breaking the pressure. Swing. 3-pointer back iron, no good. Rebound, Ledyard, and they'll push. Lob up ahead to Jones. Baseline, forces his way, and we're going to get a travel.
And again, Jones just unsettled when he gets the basketball. He just kind of, doesn't know if he wants to shoot, doesn't know if he wants to drive. Just catch and gather yourself. Then once you gather yourself, go to work, son.
Oh, that's a good job of breaking it. Gaeta, hard to the basket over Cagle.
Yep.
And I've been waiting for Marshall Gaeta to get in the scoring column. I think that's his first shot of the game.
At the rim for 2.
Maurice dumps it down to Cagle. Quick spin baseline. No call on the flop, and East Lyme will come out of the pack with the basketball. Pushing it ahead is Velakis. Crossover, jump step, hangs.
The block
Ball
by
knocked
Jones.
out of bounds. Yep.
Jones, good hands, getting back on D. East Lyme, Casey, they will get to the rim. They will make an attempt to it. Like I said, once they break that trap, once they break any kind of pressure, they're in go mode.
Cagle with the rebound of the Mundell miss. Up ahead it goes to Maurice at the basket over Velakis.
Yeah, and it's 2 guys. You got Maurice running the floor and Cagle with the delivery.
Gaeta pull-up jumper, in and out. Strong rebound by Connor Keefe. Up ahead, Cagle can't track it down, and it'll be Viking basketball.
Cagle threaded the needle with that pass to Maurice, and Maurice was running the floor, and it's good give-and-go basketball.
Riley Walsh back into the ball game, replacing Velakis, and Cagle will get a breather into the ball game. Back in is Cameron Reynolds, and Jabari Jones will get a breather as well.
We've seen this throughout the course of the years, Casey. Ledyard's best offense is when they're getting layups. When they're turning you over, getting layups.
Has been for a number of years. I would suggest that that's most teams' best offense.
Sure.
And I'm not trying to be wise, but any team that can really do a good job creating those turnovers, it's a great offense.
I think this team needs it. This group needs it because outside of Chapman maybe knocking down a 3-pointer or something like that, where's the offense coming from?
Oh, you're 100% right. And there's that almost a steal there by LeBron.
And then run.
Maurice. Yes. Gaeta spins. We're going to get a foul on the floor before on the spin. So Marshall Gaeta with 43 seconds remaining.
That's his first, team first.
First foul on the Colonels, only 3 fouls in the game so far.
Swift moving first quarter.
Yes, with no fouls. Carpenteri back into the ball game for East Lyme, and he'll take the ball out under the basket for the Vikings. There's a nice inbounds play. Gaeta with a cut for the 2.
Yeah, it's too easy. Set pieces off the inbounds. Cagle and Jones out. Where does the offense come here?
Pull up the dribble and kick back out. Chapman, Ledyard will take the last shot with a 1-point lead. Austin Chapman drives, kicks at the buzzer, in and out, and the Vikings will rebound. We are at the end of 1 here at Ledyard High School, 9-8 Colonels. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. is a production of The Day Publishing Company. If you'd like to support Game Day and help us continue to bring you the best in Connecticut high school sports, please consider purchasing a print or digital subscription to The Day at theday.com/subscribe. So, as always, we want you at home to let us know, where are you watching the game? Send us a photo on Facebook or Twitter, because you know what, Sports Doctor? We want to know who has the best virtual fan section out there. Send us a photo on Facebook or Twitter at GameDayCT, and we're going to include you in the broadcast.
All right, Coach, 9-8 lead after the first quarter. You called a quick timeout in the game. What did you not see happening with the press?
Well, we weren't being, our intensity level wasn't there. And we weren't doing what we did in practice yesterday, so I needed to shore that up before it got away from us.
All right, Coach, how do you find some offense here in the second quarter?
Oh, we got to create our defense. Our defense is going to create our offense.
All right, Coach, thanks.
Right? Thank you.
Well, Sports Doctor, well, you said it. The defense needs to create the offense, and a noticeably more energetic Colonel team here in the second quarter. They trapped under their own basket, and they were harassing on defense in the middle. Nice look underneath, and there's Gatta for two. First 10-9 lead, East Lyme on top. Dump down to Keefe, and it goes out of bounds.
Defense has got to create the offense.
That's
it, yeah.
And then immediately they trapped. They played a little more pressure on the defensive end. I think you're going to see the intensity go up in level. Jones and Cagle back into the ball game for Ledyard, along with Peyton Luther, the freshman who we saw on the soccer field. Very, very talented young soccer player. And there's that pressure.
Oh, there you go. Like you said, you're not trapping, but you're making a team rush and make the mistake. Now you get the turnover, yeah.
Yeah, the first step of a full court pressure defense is to create a turnover.
Yeah.
It's not always just by trapping the basketball. Sometimes it's getting the team out of its own rhythm. If they break air pressure into the half court, the next step is to not let them get into a set because they're out of sorts.
Right, and that was a numbers situation there by East Lyme, Casey. They had numbers, their eyes got big, you had a 3-on-1, and then an unforced error. Well, I shouldn't say unforced because it was the pressure led to it.
Right. And then the third part of the pressure, which I think goes a little bit underrated, is not giving up layups. So even when if you get the pressure broken, get a fingertip on it, or get yourself, get back on defense and make them pass the ball back around. Luther at the line for the Colonels, and knocks the first one down. Carpenteri back into the ball game.
Peyton Luther, freshman.
Yeah, we saw him. He was a soccer talent. We saw him a number of times in the fall. Ledyard soccer team, a very young, talented group. And his coach is over there doing the PA right now.
Bill Glennie.
Showed his intensity on the sideline this year.
I think this game, the way the score is right now, this game kind of plays into Ledyard's hands. 10-10. Not a lot of offense.
Well, not anymore. Riley Walsh knocks down a triple, puts the Vikings up 3. Right back the other way. Some people call him Maurice. LeBron for 3.
7 points for the sophomore. Nice job that time by Green getting down the back end, Casey. You got to get back. You got to get back. If not, you're exposed.
And there's a tip. Jones racing to the basketball. Velakis gets there first. Now there's numbers for the Vikings. Gatta underneath with a left hand. That's a nice move.
8 points for Gatta. Makes himself available.
Long 3 by Maurice is no good. Tempo picking up a little bit. Velakis swings.
The tempo picking up. It favors East Lyme a little bit.
Yeah, I think you said it well. The sort of muddled pace favors Ledyard.
No, I do. Because I think from a lack of offensive productivity in a half-court set, I definitely, East Lyme seems to be a little more adequate of knocking down some shots and creating offense in a half-court set. But Ledyard likes that slow, methodical pace.
Carpentieri for 3, no good. Green, up ahead it goes. Hanging in the air and finishing up is LeBron Maurice.
Boy, this kid is added a spark off the bench for Dave Cornish.
Got 11 of their 15, I believe.
Yeah. Jones and Cagle, the two horses, have not scored a basket yet.
There's another 3 for Walsh, no good. Rebound Jones. Green drives, spins and finds Cagle. He wasn't expecting it. Now he'll kick it back out, and another 3-ball. Good! Nice. Austin Chapman for 3 and a timeout. Jeff Bernardi.
Chapman's, second three-pointer of the first half? He is on fire.
Now let's take a moment while we have this timeout to question the choices of wardrobe for our two coaches tonight. Jeff Bernardi, who I have come to count on to be Chris Giusti light in the dress department, is going tieless tonight.
He's got a polo shirt on.
I mean, the shoulders are impressive. I mean, look at the back. I mean, the guy looks like he could take you to town, but I was kind of counting on some sartorial splendor from him.
Well, how about the flip side with Dave Cornish wearing a sweatsuit? When was the last time you saw Dave in a sweatsuit?
He looks like he's coaching in the summer. He looks like he's coaching in the G League right now.
That's
little summer league coach for Cornish. Where's my violet shirt? I wore lavender tonight. I wore lavender just for Coach Cornish tonight. I mean, this is a Cornish shirt right here.
We were dressed to him. Even Mike DeMaro's dressed to impress back there.
Oh, the scarf is fabulous.
But, Chris Giusti would never let us down on game day.
No.
He is still to a T.
Chris Giusti, the only thing the other night was the shoes didn't match the belt. I was a little disappointed in that. And Outlaw did not bring his game, his dress game. He went in sweats.
No, Marcus did not. He didn't his sneakers either. Waterford, 1917, mass break in the second quarter. So Waterford leads NFA by 2.
Basket hanging in the air, knocking it down is Will Anglin. That's a nice athletic move from the junior. Underneath, block by Gueda over Jones, and the Vikings will push with Valakas. Pulls up, knocks it down in the lane. Matt Valakas knocks it down, and just like that, the Vikings are up 1. Green for 3, no good. And if you don't make shots, you can't press. Oh, that's a nice give and go. No, can't finish. Follow, tipped. Vikings still have it. And Velakos will reset. Dump down. Nice strip by Jones.
Good weak side help that time by Jones.
Maurice drives to the basket, and we're going to get an offensive foul. Well done. Will Anglin stood his ground, and that time LeBron was a little bit out of control.
You got those two guards, though, James Green and Maurice off the bench, Casey, not afraid to take it to the hole. I like to see that aggressive guard play.
And we're going to have a mask break, and while we have a mask break, we'll take a break. 1918 Vikings. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Okay, class. What do you want to be when you grow up? Jace.
I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be a ballerina. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be homeless. I want to hear scary voices no one else can hear. I want to be addicted to drugs. I want to be an actress. I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be an actress. I want to be a football player. I want to be a hockey player.
Not one child has dreams of these things becoming a reality. Sometimes choices are set before we even have a voice.
With Sound Community Services, I found my voice.
Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. At Waterford Dental Health, our entire team is dedicated to providing you the personalized, convenient, and affordable dental care you and your family deserve. 177 Boston Post Road in Waterford. Waterford Dental Health.
Shout out to Brady Sheffield, Old Lyme graduate, checking out the Sports Doctor tonight on the YouTube chat.
Yeah, Elijah Morton gave you a little love too. You know,
Brady Sheffield tomorrow on my day job, and there better be a nice breakfast sandwich waiting for the Sports Doctor. If you know what I'm saying, Brady.
Hey, he just gave you the shout out, Sports Doctor. You should be giving him the breakfast sandwich.
Yeah, well, listen. Hey, we got something working over there in Old Lyme at Olive Oils.
Look, you are
That was a shameless plug. Sorry about that.
You are just
giving the store away here on
You are
game day.
brutal. Every time Sports Doctor says something, I'm wondering where he's getting fed the next day.
Well, now you know where I'm going to fed tomorrow.
Turnover by Ledyard, and with 3 minutes remaining in the half, the Vikings will have the basketball
Since
and a 1-point lead.
3 minutes, Casey's real important for Ledyard. Just kind of like to hang in there a little bit. Yeah, I have a feeling that East Lyme's already going on a bit of a run here.
Nice weak side look by Goose, but tipped out of bounds. I know why. I can see why Ledyard's 1-4, by the way. And if you look at their losses, they've been uber competitive, except for the blowout loss to St. Bernard's.
You're right.
They were overtime against New London, and they battled Fitch to over. I mean, they had nothing but close games, and I can see why.
Another guy to finish.
They're talented enough, but they're inefficient in how they play, and they turn the ball over too much. Tough to win when you turn the ball over so much. Baseline jumper no good, and Cagle with the rebound weak side. It's always nice when your rebounder can bring the ball up the floor.
Coach Dave Cornish yelling, "Move it!" Too much pounding of the basketball. There you go.
Jones disappears too much. He's got to find a way to get the basketball. Steal by the Vikings. Jones got to come demand the ball.
Right.
Oh, nice defense on the other end. Vikings come out of it though. Volakis hangs left hand, but I think Cagle got a piece of that, and then Jones loses it out of bounds, and they'll say it was off of East Lyme, so it'll be Ledyard ball.
I will say this: Jones is hustling on the glass. He is.
Oh yeah.
He's pounding. He's offensive and defensive rebounds.
No, the effort.
Working hard.
The
overall
offensive
end. He's gotta be more demanding on the offensive end.
Cagle wants the basketball. Set the high screen. That's nice.
And opens up for it. Yeah.
Reynolds. Dump down. Now there's Jones. Square up.
Go to work.
There you go. Square up. Pulls up. And misses it. Good defense.
I'd put my head down and go to the rim if I was Jones there.
A frustrated young man right now. He's feeling probably a little out of sync. Weak side, cross-court pass. Volakis swings, Carpenteri. East Lyme trying to get an open look. There's a three, no good. Rebound by Chapman. And Jones loses it out of bounds. And Green will check into the ball game for Jones. You can see Coach Cornish frustrated right now with his senior Jabari Jones, perhaps letting his offensive frustrations leak into his decision making. Under a minute. Volakis swings in the corner. Carpenteri dumped down now. Return pass to Goose.
Yeah, good look. Good two-man basketball. Give and go at the rim.
Three-point lead. Good look underneath. Green, but a block at the rim. And then Chapman makes the steal and gets fouled. It'll be Ledyard ball. So that's good hustle by Austin Chapman to get the ball back. And I think the Colonels have a chance. Colonels have a last opportunity here at the end of the half.
Dave will take a timeout and try to draw something up here.
That's a good timeout, right? No,
yeah.
You can't keep. They're not worth anything.
No, you can't save them to the end of the game. So just want to give yourself a good set piece here, and knowing Dave, it's going to be something going to the rim.
Well, the thing that I've noticed about Ledyard, so, you know, he said his defense needs to generate his offense. Well, if you can just keep Ledyard into a half-court set, Cagle's not a creator. Jones is not a creator. They don't have a post threat.
Right.
So really,
you got Maurice knocking down a three, and then you got Chapman knocked down a couple threes, but that's it in the offensive set.
But you just absolutely need to. You got to keep Ledyard in the half court.
Yeah.
Every time you give them a transition basket, I mean that's just 2 points you're giving away.
Yep.
At the half, want to make a guess at the Waterford NFA score. First of all, who's winning at halftime?
Tie game.
Well, not that Mike DeMauro gave me any help.
I think it's
Is that a 9 or a 4, Mike?
28-24. All right.
28-24. Waterford on top. Just so the fans at home, the fans at home can see. I just want to say, can you see? There you go.
There you
see what
go.
that is? Because I don't know what that number is. Inbounds, James Green. That's why he's a writer, everyone. Why should on the keyboard it would have come out perfectly legible. Another turnover by the Colonels, and now the Vikings with 22 seconds remaining will get an opportunity to extend on their 3-point lead. That's a pretty big turn of events. Ledyard coming out of a timeout, turning the ball over, is going to drive Coach Cornish a little bit batty, I'm sure. Dump down. Goose, good hands by Cagle. 3-on-2, running the floor. Cagle all the way to the basket. Smooth left hand. Darrell Cagle with a big hoop for the Colonels. And we're going to get a walk with 4 seconds remaining. Ledyard will have one more chance. What a wild turn of events here as Ledyard, I thought, was going to take the last shot. Instead, they turn it over. Then East Lyme turns it over. A beautiful layup by Cagle, and then another turnover by East Lyme. And Ledyard will have a chance here with 4 seconds. Maurice at the buzzer, off the front of the rim, and no good. We're at halftime here at Ledyard High School. East Lyme with a 1-point lead, and the Sports Doctor will have a quick chat with head coach Jeff Bernardi. Sports Doctor.
Yeah, Coach, 21-20 lead going into the locker room at halftime.
Yeah.
How do you find some offense?
I think we got to stop with his self-inflicted wounds. We had some really quick threes. Our strength is inside interior play, and when we're scoring, those are the looks we're getting. And I think we're just settling too early into the possessions right now.
Has that 2-2-1 full court pressure given you guys trouble?
I don't think so. I think it's when they settle back into their zone. And I hope they keep pressing us, to be honest. I think we're getting some good looks out of it, but it's the zone that we have to do a better job against.
Good luck in the second half, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, Sports Doctor, 1-point lead for the visiting East Lyme Vikings here at the half. Come on back for halftime conversation and second half action. You're watching Game Day Live, day.com.
Okay, class. What do you want to be when you grow up? Jace.
I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be a ballerina. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be homeless. I want to hear scary voices no one else can hear. I want to be addicted to drugs. I want to be an actress. I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be an actress. I want to be a football player.
Not one child has dreams of these things becoming a reality. Sometimes choices are set before we even have a voice.
With Sound Community Services, I found my voice.
The Day strives to cover stories our readers care about. With a feature called Curious CT, we make it easier for you to tell us what you want to know about the people, places, and issues in southeastern Connecticut. You submit a question, readers vote, and we investigate and report. Go to theday.com/CuriousCT for more details. You ask, you vote, we investigate.
Game Day is a production of The Day Publishing Company. If you'd like to support Game Day and help us continue to bring you the best in Connecticut high school sports, please consider purchasing a print or digital subscription to The Day at theday.com/subscribe. So, as always, we want you at home to let us know, where are you watching the game? Send us a photo on Facebook or Twitter, because you know what, Sports Doctor? We want to know who has the best virtual fan section out there. Send us a photo on Facebook or Twitter at GameDayCT, and we're going to include you in the broadcast.
Halftime here at Ledyard High School. The East Lyme Vikings lead the Ledyard Colonels 21-20. We'll take a little break and talk to Mike tomorrow. Mike, you got a little airtime tonight. Look at you. I mean,
rare.
I
know.
I mean, you're getting your scarf on. And let me get my mask on because we need it. First of all, talk about the game real quick. What stands out or what doesn't stand out? I mean, East Lyme 4-1, Ledyard 1-4.
What stands out?
Yeah, I mean, it's
you got me there. No, I'm surprised. Ledyard's two leading scorers, Jones and Cagle, have two combined points.
Right.
And I continue to be really impressed with East Lyme. Just the stuff that they can get in and around the basket. I mean, we talked about this a little the other night. They were 6-14 last year.
Right.
And I didn't think they had a whole lot coming back either. And
I don't think any of us did.
They're as good as anybody in this league.
And I was talking to Coach before the game, and he said, "Yeah, I kind of expected this," and we both kind of shook our heads and said, "Well, maybe not." But nonetheless, in a league that's, I think this year, Mike, it's a little more mediocre than what it has been in the past.
Yeah, I agree.
They're still 4-1, and if anybody has a shot, why not East Lyme?
Well, let me say this to you, Keith. Because now we can watch games on, we can watch games all over the state. I got a chance to watch a little bit of the Northwest Catholic Windsor game. That's number 2 and number 3.
Yeah.
And
how is this style of basketball?
I don't know that anybody in this league is at their level. Let's just put it that way.
Well, I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot of good teams in the state.
They were getting it. Yeah, but listen. In years past, I think teams in this league have been able to compete at that level. Not right now.
No, I would tend to agree with you.
But that's okay. I mean, that's not a.
I think these next 4 or 5 games are going to be just who can survive. And I think at any given night. And Casey would agree with this too. Any given night, anybody can beat anybody. I mean, we saw it the other night with Fitch. Undefeated, and I think because it's got a lot of parity.
Yeah, I think later this week. I mean, depending upon what happens here.
Right.
You got East Lyme NFA, Fitch, New London.
Yeah.
Thursday and Friday. We're going to know a lot more about how this league is going to look on Saturday morning. You know what I mean? Because those are the 4. Those are the 4 teams right now. I don't want to discount NFA.
Right.
But we're hearing that Jared Martin may or may not be back, and if he's not, I don't think they can win.
So 6 teams.
Oh, hi, Case.
Six teams, I count, and that can beat each other on any night, right? We just named NFA, Fitch, Waterford, East Lyme, New London, St. Bernard's. That's not even including Ledyard. It might be 7 because Ledyard beat NFA, so it's there. But I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say that that NFA is going to finish as the number 1 team in the league going into the tournament.
Yeah, that's a pretty fair statement. I mean,
the reason is
they're extremely well coached too.
They are that, and even without Jared Martin, I believe that he found something in that Fitch game, which is they're going to play physical, big basketball. They still have a couple athletes that are really hard to match up with. Pierre-Louis is such a impressive athlete. I mean, Joe Click, Outlaw, I think they're going to ride the horses literally, and I think that how much different is it if New London holds on to that Waterford game? Now they're the 1-loss team, and Waterford has. So I mean, we'd be looking at things a little bit different. But but you could say the same thing because what if Ledyard wins the game against Fitch in overtime? And I mean, there's been so many very close games. Wide open league.
Wide open.
All right, I'm going to go back to being Bernie
right
up there.
Mike.
Okay.
Good, Mike DeMoro.
Mike DeMoro contemplating universal health care in the 3rd row of the bleachers here at Ledyard High School.
Danny H. What's up, Danny? Supporting these East Lyme Vikings. We got you. All the love for the sports doctor. Appreciate it tonight.
My guess is you're probably hooking you up with a grinder or something tomorrow. So I got confirmation from the horse's mouth. It is, in fact, Marshall Gaeta. There had been some debate over that it might have been a soft A, but it is, in fact, Gaeta. So.
Well, it is very, we've talked about this, Casey, and I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but these games in these gymnasiums with no fans, it's strange because we've been here a lot the last few years. You've been sweating profusely with a towel. It's been about 7,000 degrees in here. You're looking very comfortable tonight.
Well, every year,
not a bead of sweat on your forehead.
The running joke is that every year, Jim Bunicor, the athletic director, assistant principal here, provides me something of comfort. A few years ago, it was a cushion to sit in the bleachers. Last couple of years, it was towels for my very moppy head. Tonight, it was hand sanitizer, and a Ledyard gator. So, I love the generosity, Mr. Bunicor, with the hand sanitizer, which I'm going to use right now because the sports doctor touched me.
Oh.
And there's an immediate turnover, and we talked a little bit.
The body language by Jones.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about Jabari Jones being kind of lost sometimes, just not necessarily being in the right spot. And I think right now he's just frustrated, just an overall sense of frustration.
What gets him going?
Defense. He should be trying to use his defense, get some steals. Baseline jumper knocked down by Riley Walsh. If I'm Dave Cornish, I'm challenging Jabari Jones. Go out there and play your butt off on defense. Get some steals of your own.
Yeah.
Get out in transition, create.
Get out and run.
Yeah. Dump down to Cagle. I think you're going to see a lot more of that. Cagle bullies his way, can't finish, gets his own rebound, and he's going to get a foul and go to the line.
That's
I think
good work.
You're going to see that
That's
too.
good work. That's good work by Cagle. You talked about a call for the basketball, want it, come to it, and when you get it, be productive, make a move. You see a big man move there. Little drop step, missed the layup, kept working, gets himself to the line to shoot too.
Well, the only Ledyard offense that I've seen that I think is something that can consistently occur is Cagle posting up and knock the first one down. He's got the body type. East Lyme is not big. Whoever his defending
He can get his
him.
way to the rim.
Yes.
Especially from 3 feet from basket.
Yeah, so I think you're going to see him down on the block a few more times. By the way,
nice touch.
when kids go to the line, the gym gets so quiet that I can hear myself talking on myself over the air. I mean, it's very, very eerie. Velakis. Gaeta calls for the ball, and that's the other guy. They want to get Gaeta the ball on the block, too. There's the swing. There's a dump down. Gaeta. Nice job by Cagle. Cagle has Jones, has to see him.
Give it to him.
Yes, that's. Cagle will not be denied.
Well, maybe somebody got challenged in the break. Maybe Jones and Cagle both got challenged at halftime. Step up, make a play.
Green had a chance at the steal. Velakis, hop, step. Gaeta with a strong rebound. I figured out why Marshall Gaeta scores points. He knows where to be at all times. He has a nose for the basketball.
10 points for Gaeta.
An offensive foul. That's how you play against Cagle, by the way. Well done, Will Anglin.
Yep.
If he's going to bull, you got to take the contact.
Bowling from about 10 feet. That bowling's got to be down on the block.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be a bull in a china closet, then you're going to have to
there you go.
Do it in a place where you can score. Looking to get it down to Gaeta. Instead, they swing.
Yep, Cagle fronting Gaeta that time on the defensive end.
And there's Green stepping in and had a chance for the steal. And you heard Coach Bernardi, a great job, sports doctor, at halftime. He said, I hope they keep pressing us because that's where they're getting good looks. He thinks it's when they sit back in the zone that East Lyme has struggled to sort of run their offense.
Yep. Watch Cagle now, active on the defensive end. He's going to front Gaeta, try and deny him the basketball. You got to get in front of him.
Triple team, Gaeta spins, scoop, gets his own rebound, And Cagle rips it away. Possession arrow favors the Colonels.
So if he's going to catch the ball in a good position down there, Casey, that time he saw Jones come over, the double team, but I think he got to kind of front gate it a little bit. He knows what to do with the basketball. Keep the ball out of his hands. Be active.
Cagle short. Velakis with the rebound. And there's Jones quick, but can't hold on to it.
Sean Jenkins and Danny Hines. Thanks for the love for the sports doctor.
I'm guessing a barista at Starbucks. And oh, there's a wide open layup. Nice look. Gaeta at the rim with the left hand. Green and another charge taken. This time by Riley Walsh. The Vikings doing a great job. And that's a tough call.
That's a tough call. I thought that was a good move by Green. I thought the defender was a step late, half a step late.
And there's Green, beautiful hands with a steal. Finds Jones, and finally, Jabari Jones gets a basket at the rim.
Yeah, Green's making some plays. Green's disruption on the outside. They run the floor. His running mate was Jones. That time Jones got himself in the scoring column. Casey maybe needs an easy bucket like that to get himself going. Got a front gator down there. Don't let him get the basketball.
That's good defense. They're going to get Cagle bodying up Gaeta. Battle of 35s.
That's a play-on situation right there. That foul and that whole possession, that had nothing to do with what was going on. It's a play-on. Couple kids banging.
Viking ball underneath. Dump down to Goose. Little jump hook, no good, and rebound Jabari Jones. Cagle out ahead now for the Colonels.
Good job by East Lyme getting back on D, though.
Crossover, Cagle. Dump down now to Cagle. Spins, double teamed, and a steal on the weak side by Velakis. Oh, nice pass. Velakis, they couldn't finish, though. He gets the rebound, spins with the left hand, and knocks it down. And we're going to have a whistle as James Green is on the floor. He took a spill somewhere, got banged, and they'll attend to him. That'll be a good time for us to talk to you about our sponsor, Game Day. It is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. At Waterford Dental Health, your smile and your health are our top priority. Great smiles start here at Waterford Dental Health. 29-26, the visiting East Lyme Vikings on top of the Ledyard Colonels. And what do you think the second half now? We seem to see East Lyme's trying to get their offense in that zone. They still haven't really figured it out. They're dumping it down to Gaeta, but that's really been about it. Ledyard trying to get Cagle on the block, and both teams sort of deciding they're going to go inside out.
Yeah, I guess that's a recipe right now. I mean, nobody's really taking control of this game, and Cagle's played better. Cagle's come out of the locker room, and he's asserted himself a little bit. East Lyme is just going to do what they're going to do. You know, if I'm Dave Cornishow, I got to find a way to keep the ball out of Marshall Gaeta's hands. And, you know, whether it's slip a defender in front of him, you know, have some defenders come over top, but he's the guy that's hurting you out there right now. He's one of the only guys that's hurting you.
Yeah, they really haven't shown any real way to attack the zone other than dumping it into him. So I would expect you'll see more of Gaeta coming out of a break where Green was attended to, and the teams will take the floor again. 29-26 East Lyme.
Now, Gaeta has 12 of East Lyme's 29 points. So he's their most productive player right now.
And all around the basket. All around the basket. You know, there he is. And the senior is very good and talented right around the basket. Left hand, right hand.
Yeah, you finish. You can finish with either hand, yep.
That's kind of a nose for the basketball.
Let's see if Maurice can come in and give the Colonels a little instant offense. He had a good spark in the first half. Jones has got to fight for that ball. Come get position.
Yeah, he's making it easy for Gaeta to defend him. There's a weak side double. Cagle, got to swing it. Now get it into Jones. Yeah, he's letting Gaeta, he's making it too easy for Gaeta.
Body with him.
Now there's a weak side. Goose comes over and helps.
Yeah, it's poor set.
There's a steal by Jones, what we talked about, defense and offense. Hangs in the air and finishes.
Well, there you go. That's what he's got to do. Got to get himself going.
Yeah, you asked, how do you get yourself going? Defensive end. I believe that to be true. And there's a turnover in the other direction as Vikings weren't in communication with one another, and Colonels will have a chance to take the lead.
Got a chance to go down and talk to both coaches right now and say, turnovers are killing both you guys. They both say yes.
Maurice can't finish. Velakis with the rebound for the Vikings. All the way to the basket. Velakis left hand, no good. Tipped out of bounds. Cameron Reynolds, it'll stay East Lyme ball.
Re-entering for the Colonels, number 1, James Green.
Let's see how the Colonels do with this lineup, Casey, with Maurice and Green at the same time.
Oh, that's a nice set. Goose ripping the rebound down and blocked from Cagle. Stay Vikings ball. Riley Walsh had a nice look at it in the set play right in the middle of the key, but couldn't get it to go. Walsh again, this time at 3. Back iron, Cagle with the rebound.
There's 2 guards in the lineup. Let's see how Ledyard performs.
Cagle, floater, back, no good, tipped. Goose with the rebound. Kick out to Velakis, numbers for the Vikings. Gata with a friendly shooter's touch.
14 for Gata.
Cagle the other way, can't go, but there's Jones on the weak side. Ripping the ball down, and we're gonna get a jump ball. Possession arrow favors East Lyme.
Possession arrow with the Vikings.
Gata and Jones that time tying it up. Gonna get a substitution. Connor Keefe will come into the ball game, replacing Cagle.
In the game for the Colonels, number 33, Connor Keefe, and number 15, Cam Reynolds.
Heinz View. Little love for the sports doctor. Keep the chats coming, guys. Keep the tweets coming.
I'm going to say something here. You ever heard of the word trolling, sports doctor? I believe that none of these people actually know you, nor do you know any of them.
No,
right now it is becoming an inside thing for them to troll the sports doctor. So. Hanging in the air. So if you're out there right now and you love the sports doctor, we want to hear why. I want to hear why you love the sports doctor. More than just a simple shout out. I want to know the details. Where'd you meet? Did you first gaze into his eyes? Sports doctor single-handedly dragging game day into the black. Maurice, or is it the red? I've never understood that.
No, the red is when you're actually playing well in golf. The black is when you're not playing well in golf.
There's a steal. Velakis the other way. Oh, good hands. That's good defense, though. Austin Chapman got his hand in. We're going to get a foul on Ledyard, but that prevented the layup.
What's the last time your golf game was in the red? Not counting mini golf. It's been a long time, hasn't it?
I have, at one time in my life, been under par on an 18-hole golf course after 3 holes. One time in my life.
There you go.
One time in my life.
There you go.
Tall wood.
Okay.
We went par.
Yeah.
Got my first hole in one, my first and only hole in one.
Sure.
So I'm 2 under after 3.
Okay.
Par.
Yeah.
A couple bogeys, went in, shot even par for the front side. It was the first time I ever had it. I was like, this
No,
is
okay.
what golf is like.
Yeah.
Ball
Strong.
knocked down. Oh, Wildcats with a 5-point lead in the after 3.
Yeah.
So they outscored by
familiar?
9.
Does it look familiar to our game? A little separation, 5-point lead by the Vikings.
Yeah, end of 3. That means that they outscored them by 9 in the third quarter. Luther back in the game. Green slides, and he's going to get a foul on Carpenteri. And I don't think there was contact. I think Green just slipped. So that's a break for the Colonels.
Vikings foul number 2, Chris Carpenteri, his first.
We're gonna play a little game here, Sports Doctor, in a moment.
Team second.
Yeah.
So if this game ended right now, East Lyme goes to 5-1, and Ledyard slides out of it other than to be a disruption.
Yeah.
If the game in NFA holds on, Waterford has 2 losses, and so does NFA, right?
Yeah.
They'd both be 4-2.
Yeah.
Okay. So that would sort of be perfect, wouldn't it? You'd have Fitch and East Lyme with 1 loss.
Yep.
Waterford and NFA with 2. And New London with 2. St. Bernard's with 2. Luther with the basketball for the Colonels. Great defense from Walsh. Gonna get a 5-second call against the freshman, Peyton Luther.
Yeah, you got to go back and help him out. Your Green's in the game, Maurice is in the game. Got to go help him.
45 seconds remaining here in third period. 5-point lead for East Lyme.
Juncture of this game right now for Jones and Cagle to be on the bench. Down 5, heading into the fourth quarter.
Only 5. We'll see if East Lyme can get another basket. Here's Gato wants the ball, but Mundell swings it.
And they hold for the last shot. Jeff will hold for the last shot. Coach will hold.
At this point, 25 seconds remaining? I think so. Down to 15 seconds here in the third period. 5-point East Lyme Viking lead. Under 10 now, swinging East. Gata spins right. Goose with it, blocked. Gata, and ball loose, and it's going to come down into the hands of Cameron Reynolds. 5-point Viking lead at the end of 3. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. Production of The Day Publishing Company. If you'd like to support Game Day and help us continue to bring you the best in Connecticut high school sports, please consider purchasing a print or digital subscription to The Day at theday.com/subscribe. So, as always, we want you at home to let us know, where are you watching the game? Send us a photo on Facebook or Twitter, because you know what, Sports Doctor? We want to know who has the best virtual fan section out there. Send us a photo on Facebook or Twitter at Game Day CT, and we're going to include you in the broadcast. Sports Doctor's got Coach Jeff Bernardi.
Hey, Coach, you guys took a 1-point lead into the halftime. You're up by 5 now. What worked in that third quarter?
Better shot selection. It's plain and simple. It did stop settling and got some nice high-low action.
So one thing you guys need to make sure you do to take care of this game and win it.
Take care of the basketball.
Take care of the basketball.
Yeah.
Good, Coach.
All right, drive to the basket. Luther, beautiful defense. Mundell coming in the other direction for the Vikings. Gives it to Gata. Gata, left hand, can't finish, and a nice rebound coming out the other side by Keefe. Green now pushing for the Colonels. That's a big miss. In and out. Maurice, no good. And look at Mundell going up high and grabbing the rebound. Coach Bernardi wants them to run the offense now. Up 5 as the fourth quarter starts here in Ledyard. Velakos, bounce pass, baseline jumper, and a nice friendly roll, the Goose. Up to a 7-point lead now. Luther, weak side block, Gata with the rebound, Velakos pushing. Nice look, and a finish by Anglin, and just like that, the lead explodes for East Lyme. It is now a 9-point Viking lead and a timeout. Dave Cornish, Sports Doctor, the lead up to 9, just like that.
Coach Bernardi talked about shot selection, and then, yeah, I mean, what can you say about, Ledyard struggling? They just can't get nothing going on the offensive end, and East Lyme getting some good looks.
Well, you mentioned at the end of the third period that with Cagle and Jones on the bench, they started on the bench to start the fourth quarter as well.
Yeah, I don't quite understand that. I mean, if I'm going to try and get my team going, give them a little bit of rest, okay, I got that, but you got to get your horses back in the game. And this stuff's just too easy. At the rim, numbers, and, when you're shooting layups, Casey, you're going to win a game.
And, I mean, that was a 2-on-3.
Yeah.
East Lyme shorthanded, and yet the the guy, Anglin's left open for the layup. How do you, I don't know how that happens. All right, we'll see if Ledyard can get back in it. You can see Coach Cornish, though, is just right now frustrated, searching for answers. Dump down to Cagle.
And Cagle's going to get a double team, too.
There's that. Goes left so that he can spin right. Blocked by Gaeta, weak side. Velakis comes out with it. Up ahead. Left-handed finish at the rim is good over Reynolds. It's a double-digit lead, and the Vikings are pulling away.
The 8-0 run by the Vikings, Case.
Long three by Maurice, no good. Goose with the rebound. Nice handoff to Velakis. Zip pass underneath Mundell for the layup, and it's all going the Vikings' way. Jeff Bernardi very happy. He's pumped up on the sideline, and as are the Vikings, fired up, and a timeout, Colonels.
10-0 run by East Lyme has got them up by 13 right now. Where does this game get away from Ledyard? Is it lack of production on the offensive end? Is it miss a few shots, hang your head a little bit, and too many good looks by the Vikings?
Pick one.
Easy. All the above.
I think it starts with Ledyard's only offense of any sort of consistency comes off of turnovers.
Right.
When East Lyme is doing what Jeff Bernardi said, which is better shot selection, right? Now they're making shots.
Right.
And so instead of turnovers leading to Ledyard points, you got East Lyme scoring points and forcing Ledyard to go in their half court. And Ledyard's just not a very good half court team.
No.
There's not a lot of offense there. And if the basket's too easy right now, you see the block by Gaeta.
Side help by Gaeta on D, and then the run out, and then the layup.
That's just too easy.
Yep.
Too many easy baskets for the Vikings. And I don't know that there's any answers.
Keep going to the well time and time again for Cagle on the block. Eventually, Coach Bernardi's going to figure it out. And that time he saw the weak side help by Gaeta on the back end.
Yeah.
There's no other option. If there's the three-point shooter on the line waiting, for a little inside-outside basketball, but if it's the Kevin McHale show, it's tough. It's easy to defend.
I just don't know where Ledyard gets the points. Cagle baseline right there. There's a nice pass into the middle. Tough shot missed by Chapman. I just don't know where Ledyard gets the points, and I don't think they can outscore anyone by 13 points in this amount of time. That's a lot to ask.
Yep. Not unless East Lyme gives them the chances, turns the ball over.
It's a nice dump down to Gaeta, and they're going to get a tie up, and I don't.
That is a foul. He got tackled.
It's going to stay here, but yeah, Jamari Jones was over the back.
He got tackled.
It looks like a little bit of the sports doctor defense right there.
That's okay.
Not that there's anything wrong with that sports doctor. So Goosel inbound, Vikings up 13. Walsh knocks it down, Riley Walsh.
Yeah, see, why defend him and then run off him? You leave him that 10-footer, it's wide open. You follow him, follow the shooter.
Yeah, everything's just too easy right now for East Lyme. Cagle, weak side rebound by Velakis. I like how he is always head up, looking to distribute. He's got Gaeta right now if he wants him. Instead, he goes to back on the perimeter.
Is that about an 18-0 run right now? 12.
Velakis, pull up, 12-footer, no good. Gaeta with the rebound, and he's up, and he'll be fouled. Marshall Gaeta doing work on the offensive glass, and he'll get rewarded with a couple of foul shots. What is a free throw and a foul shot?
Yeah.
It's a foul throw, is what I evidently just said.
I'm trying to watch this East Lyme team, Casey, and I'm trying to match them up against NFA. Trying to match them up maybe against Waterford and/or Fitch. I think the NFA matchup is quite interesting.
So Jeremiah Cox will check into the ball game for Ledyard. Here's the thing: Ledyard has that brutal. NFA has that brutal 3-2. And We haven't seen a team yet, as I've said, go to school on it. And be able, East Lyme does have two things in its favor. It's got somebody they can flash to the high post who can do something with the basketball, which is Gata. And it has the guards that might be able to make the passes necessary, not just try to dribble through it. But I think NFA would be a tough matchup for them as well because I don't see them as a particularly big team, and I think NFA would
Click
just
and Outlaw
would bully
will give them
them.
problems.
What's that?
Click and Outlaw will give them problems.
Yeah, they just bully them. I mean, Pierre Louis. And where's East Lyme? I think the offense becomes more difficult for East Lyme against NFA, but that is certainly still a great game. Waterford East Lyme, I think, is a great game. I think that's two teams that match up very well together. Steele.
Ledyard becomes easy to defend with Green and Maurice on the bench.
Damian Yu into the ball game for Ledyard. There's a steal by Jones. What hustle defense, though. Will Anglin, he was not going to give the easy basket to Jones, and instead he draws the foul, but that's good defensive work by the junior forward.
4 minutes and 10 seconds in. Ledyard has not scored in this quarter.
Hustle by Anglin leads to a inbounds play, and we're gonna get a mask break here with 3 minutes and 48 seconds and a 16-point Viking lead. We'll be back after the mask break. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
At The Day, our journalists are in your community, talking with business owners, attending town meetings, analyzing data, talking to government leaders, reporting on the issues that matter most to you. Since 1881, we have been serving our community and will continue to do so 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Never miss a day of news. Enjoy convenient home delivery right to your doorstep, 7 days a week. Subscribe at theday.com/membership.
Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. Waterford Dental Health. Your smile and your health are our top priority. The best dental practice 6 years in a row. The day's Best of the Best Reader's Choice Awards.
Want to know how to close out a game in the fourth quarter? How about going on a 11-0 run to start the fourth quarter?
That's
but
pretty
it's
good.
not really the start of the fourth quarter because there's only 3 minutes and 48 seconds left to go to the game.
That's pretty good, though. You're right.
So it's an 11-0 run. Just come out and it was 33-28 at the end of 3. So my math is 11-0.
Yeah, no, you're right, Sports Doctor. That's the way to finish a ball game. And at the end of the third period, when you talked to Coach Bernardi, he told you how he saw them finishing it, right, which is protecting the basketball.
Yeah.
They've done more than protect the basketball. They've taken the basketball away. Jones, where's that been? Jones, following up. So I'm going to give you a thought here in a second. Goose, left hand. Oh,
good shot.
All around the rim. Jones might be best on the offensive glass. Ledyard doesn't put up enough shots for him to go get it.
Move the basketball. Move the ball.
A UU. Tipped. Strong rebound by Gata. Under 3 minutes, 16-point Viking lead.
Coach like to slow this thing down a little bit, take some air out of the ball.
That's a nice look, give and go. Scoop at the rim, no good, and a strong battle underneath, but a UU loses it out of bounds, and it'll stay Viking ball. Will Anglin running a little high-low with the Goose.
You think the league is mediocre this year, Casey? From what we've seen in the last 5 or 6 years?
Okay, so I want to say this so that I don't offend anyone because I appreciate the work they've all put in. Beautiful look. Goose to Gata.
Yeah, Gata's.
It's unquestionably the lowest quality of basketball that we've seen in a few years, but I'm gonna put a little asterisk next to it. There's two things lacking right now. We don't have the great team,
right,
which I think elevates the league. We've
Yes.
had NFA, Waterford, New London. We've had great teams.
East Lyme with Dev.
So I think we've had great teams, and I think when you have a great team, it elevates the league. And I don't believe there's a great team. And the star power of the league with a great player, we don't have the great players quite like you don't have a Mikey Bassetto or a Dev Ostrowski or a Liam Spellman, J.J. Brennan, the guys that sort of elevated it. But here's where the asterisk comes in. A lot of these kids haven't played basketball in a year.
Yeah.
Their practice time has been minimal. So I would say the quality of the league is down, but I'd have to go and watch, teams from other conferences play because I have a feeling basketball's down around the state. I don't believe the Windsor game.
Windsor Northwest last time?
I don't believe that game was as good as the Windsor East Catholic game was last year. In other words, I think the quality. If I were to go watch Old Lyme play, Morgan, I think the quality of the game is probably less than it was a year ago. Only because when there's been such a limited amount of basketball played over the last year, I think everyone's taken sort of a half step back. So yeah, I think the ECC is down because it doesn't have a great team in it. But I think that might be the case across the state. I think basketball might just be a half step slow right now.
The league does lack a big star, though. There's no doubt about that.
I mean, we've been blessed.
Yeah, we've been spoiled.
We've
been spoiled. We've had, back-to-back state champions. And Waterford NFA last year was arguably one of the top 4 teams in the state.
And just from star power, I mean, what league wouldn't want Mikey Bassetto, Dev Ostrowski, look at, when you went to Spellman and Brennan or, Mason Jackson and that team, we've had a lot of stars. Even Ledyard. I mean, some of the players that came out of Ledyard were,
Deontay Bruton.
Yeah, I mean, we've been blessed with a lot of great players. And it doesn't mean that the league's not going to regenerate, but this just could, it's been a weird year. It's been a COVID-based year. And I got to tell you, I like how this East Lyme team plays, though. I really do. I mean, if you asked me who could be the best team at the end of the year, there's still a handful of teams that could be.
East Lyme is very disciplined. They're just a good, disciplined team. There's nothing sexy that stands out. There's nothing that jumps out at you.
That's right.
But they've held Ledyard to 3 points in the fourth quarter.
And I think more people touch the ball as Gaeta finish at the rim.
Yeah.
You take a team like New London, who I love, but on a lot of possessions, one guy touches the ball, 2 guys touch the ball. I don't think there's a team that touches the ball more than East Lyme. There were possessions where 4 guys touched the ball.
Right.
They remind me of Waterford in that same respect, which is why I think the Waterford-East Lyme game has a chance to be a really great basketball game because you could see a lot of different guys involved.
The one thing about Jeff's team, Jeff Bernardi, is they play hard defense. They go get it. He's very animated on the sidelines, and I think the players kind of feed off of him. Yeah, with no fans and no students in here, maybe you need to feed off your coach. And maybe that's what the kids do.
Well,
they feed off his energy.
Everyone you've talked to says the bench is what drives them, and he's leading that. He never sits down.
No.
There's Jones. You're gonna get a foul on Gaeta. Jones had good position, and I think that's where Jabari Jones is at his best.
Yeah.
He has a nose for the ball, but I don't think Ledyard shoots enough shots to get him involved. So they're going to call Jones on a reach-in, so that's his first.
1-on-1.
7th team foul, so Gaeta will go to the line with a 21-point lead here for East Lyme.
19 points for Gaeta.
Kind of a quiet. He had 29 the other night.
Yeah.
I mean, he's gonna hit his 20th point here before this game's over.
Ledyard has been outscored 31-13 in the second half.
Wow.
They were down by 1 going into the locker room.
Yeah. I'd like to try to get that Waterford NFA score before we leave here. So if you're out there, texting Mike tomorrow, let's go. Let's get us this Waterford NFA score because I want to get that one out before we go because it really sets up where the league is.
$21 for Marshall Gaeta, and I don't think there's any kind of surprise who the player of the game would be.
No, I mean he's definitely their scorer. But I'll tell you, the underrated guy tonight is Velakos. Velakos has been really, really good. He's big. He rebounds on the defensive end. He runs the floor. He has his head up, balls in his hands a lot. I like the way he plays.
One thing maybe to talk about Jeff after the game is he's got a balanced team.
57-50 NFA with 15 seconds left. So NFA is going to beat Waterford, which I said was going to happen.
Yeah.
Which means that well, I also said Ledyard was going to beat East Lyme, and I'm only 22 points off on that one. One more for Green. So that means that at the end of tonight, Fitch and East Lyme are going to be the only two teams with one loss. Fitch having beaten East Lyme, though, so that gives Fitch the edge there. NFA, Waterford, New London, and St. Bernard's all will have 2 losses.
Sure.
Wow.
Crazy. Madness.
So just to be clear, Fitch and East Lyme will have 1 loss. Waterford, NFA, New London, and St. Bernard's with 2 losses. So there's your 6, your big 6, if you will. Riley Walsh will shoot. Yeah, Riley Walsh will shoot. So
back to my point with Coach Bernardi. It seems he has a very balanced team this year. It's not that one guy standing out, or it's Dev's show, and he's got, like you said, you have Alakis out there, you got Gator, you got Will Anglin doing some dirty work stuff too. So he's got a lot of kids that he's got a very good team. Yeah. Peter Wappy talks about it all the time. Team basketball. Pete, you would have to agree that this is a good team effort by East Lyme. You like what you see. Coach Bill Bernard over there on the sidelines, my coach back at Wheeler High School back in the day.
Ethan Novick checking into the ball game along with David Semnoski. So a couple of subs getting some playing time here. Also Gavin O'Brien into the ball game for the Vikings.
Gonna be a good player.
Albert Frank into the ball game for Ledyard, along with Chris Washington. Trapped by Novick, and Frank will throw it off the leg as we're 30 seconds away from this end of this one. Did you say your old coach at Wheeler?
Yeah, Bill Bernard over there. Bill Bernard's been around a long time.
Well, if he was your coach at Wheeler, and
he's been around a long time, man.
Shooting peach baskets.
Yeah.
Nice look to Luther. Up top to Maurice. Stutter step, drive, and loses the basketball. Picked up by Gavin O'Brien, and Mundell will run out the clock here. 5 seconds remaining, and that'll take us to the buzzer. Your final score, East Lyme 56, Ledyard 34. Here at Ledyard High School, we'll have Coach Jeff Bernardi and the Waterford Dental Health Player of the Game here in a moment for our post-game interviews. East Lyme stays on top of the ECC with 1 loss with the Fitch Falcons, the only team to give East Lyme a loss this year. And it sets up their showdown on Thursday night with the Waterford Lancers, the next game. So a tough week for East Lyme. They handled game 1. Next will be Waterford game 2. The sports doctor getting set up. Sports doctor has East Lyme coach Jeff Bernardi. Sports doctor.
Well, Coach, a big second half out here tonight. Talk about the balanced play of your team tonight on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I love coaching this team. I said to them early, and every game just confirms it. I think this is the best defensive team I've ever had at East Lyme, and that's high praise because I've had some good defensive teams who take a lot of pride in our defense, and I think this team is the best.
In years past, Jeff, you may have had one player step up and carry the load on the offensive end, but that's not the case. You need contributions for everybody out there to be kicking.
Yep.
How do you get that message across to your team?
It took no work from me. It's them. They've been playing together since they were kids. I got 4 seniors that contribute. I got a slew of juniors that contribute. And it's balanced. They love playing with each other, and I love coaching them.
You were 6-14 last year.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people talked about your team.
No.
Including me and Casey.
Yeah.
But we talked before the game, and you said, I kind of saw this coming a little bit.
Definitely.
What did you see that we didn't?
Well, I knew these guys that played JV last year had an undefeated season, and that's wins against Notre Dame, West Haven, Glastonbury, NFA twice. So I knew that, it was JV and they went undefeated, but it was a quality schedule. And then last year, varsity, we suffered a lot of injuries. There was one point of the season where I had 4 varsity guys hurt, And that forced some of those JV kids to get valuable varsity experience. And last year was kind of baptism by fire.
Right.
But I think now we're seeing the dividends, and that was my message last year.
Okay, so we're 5-1 right now.
Yeah.
How do you finish the season? Strong?
Mm-hmm.
And what's your take on the league in general, real quick?
I think there's a lot of parity.
Right.
There's not much that separates Team 1 through Team 6. On any given night, any team can win. I mean, I said to my guys, don't even look at Ledyard's record, because they could easily be 4-1 instead of 1-4.
Right.
So I still think that's a very dangerous team. Jabari is one of the best players in our conference. So there's just a lot of parity up and down. As for us, there's absolutely no complacency. We got Waterford on Thursday, followed up by NFA. So this is a great stretch for us, and we're going to see what we're made of.
Yeah, was this fun?
Absolutely.
Even with the masks on?
You know,
no jacket and tie tonight, Coach.
Yeah.
No
Hey,
shoes,
I tell you
no
what,
nothing. Listen,
5-1. This might become the norm.
Hey, you stay healthy and stay
Thank
safe.
you.
We'll talk to you soon.
Thank
Coach
you very
Bernardi.
much. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Sports Doctor. Let's bring in the Waterford Dental Health Player of the Game. He is one of those aforementioned seniors. Number 35, leading scorer tonight, Marshall Gaeta, Sports Doctor with the Waterford Dental Health Player of the Game.
Waterford Dental Health Player of the Game, Marshall Gaeta. 21 points tonight. You knew coming in here this was going to be a tough game. What was your mindset personally?
My personal mindset, just go out, play defense, try and shut down Jabari. He's a great player, one of the best in ECC, so that was my goal going in, and just everything else fell into place. Great passes from Goose and my other teammates to set me up. It's really all them. I didn't do much tonight. So.
You know, you talk about teammates. You guys seem to play so well together. A lot of unselfish play, and I'm sure that's something that Coach teaches you guys.
Yeah, Coach has been harping on it all year. Every year I've been on varsity since I was a freshman. We all just play for each other. Like you said, not a great superstar on this team this year, so we all got to contribute and just keep getting buckets for each other. Assist as goes a bucket for us.
So. The one thing I noticed about your game tonight, too, around the rim, you know how to finish with your left hand. Not a lot of players know how to do that. Where'd you learn that left from?
I got to shout out my dad for
there
that.
You go.
Growing up since 5th grade, all the way up there, Michael Wood on that left hand.
You could hear him. Finish with your left. Finish with your left.
Every time.
Well, listen, stay healthy. He's our Waterford Dental Health Player of the Game. 21 points tonight for number 35. Marshall, did a great job tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Casey?
Thank you, Sports Doctor. Well, you heard Coach Jeff Bernardi say it. Their next 2 games, it doesn't get any easier, right? This might have been the closest thing to a respite. They go Waterford Thursday, and they follow it up with NFA. That's 2 teams with 2 losses, East Lyme with 1. But, Jeff Bernardi is not someone for hyperbole.
No.
Best defensive team he's ever coached.
Yeah, that's a strong statement. I guess, he's got kids that are buying into the system. And what I thought that Jeff talked about was very interesting is his JV team went undefeated last year.
Yeah, Notre Dame,
that's a
Glastonbury.
big deal. That's a big deal. So when these kids now have to step up, and they've had a full season under the belt on the smaller scale level.
Yeah.
Now it's big boy basketball, and we talked about that team concept. They're buying in right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's probably the part of their game that gets talked about the least, right? The defense.
Yeah.
You're looking at who's scoring the points. You're looking at the scores of games. What he's saying is our defense is really good, and that if you can play good defense, as you know, you can play good defense. You can hang around in games, get your sea legs under you on those games, those big games, And now they have back-to-back Waterford and FA. I think we're going to find out.
Separation time, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, they have a chance to put both those teams 3 losses and give themselves some breathing room.
Yeah. It's a well-coached team. It's a well-coached team. It's one of the best efforts I've seen in the second half. The first half they turned the ball over, they got a little sloppy, but that second half was one of the best halves of basketball that I've seen this year. Does that make sense at all?
It does, and when I think of great defense, okay, now this is where I'm going to finish up with this. The great defensive players that you think of. Gary Payton, for example. The glove. Gary Payton.
Mutombo at the rim.
These guys don't play defense in an obvious showy way. It's team defense.
No.
They're taking charges. The weak side
Weak
coming
side
up.
help,
Things like that. And so this is a team that I think is so. I had said who's the best team in the league. I'm still not sold. I'm not sure. I think it's matchups any given night.
You like that NFA win against Waterford tonight?
I do, but I think Coach Bernardi said something that really resonated with me, which is that, this is a team that knows how to win because they went undefeated as JV players. They know how to play defense. And if you know how to play defense, you know how to finish games.
You can win.
Yeah.
Don't turn the ball over. Listen, I'm impressed with this East Lyme team.
I am
Good
as
job.
well. I am as well. Great effort tonight, Sports Doctor, for the Bernie Sanders of the Game Day crew, Mike
How about
tomorrow.
all the guys that were shouting out to me on YouTube? I mean, keep the love coming for the Sports Doctor.
All right, well, we're going to get out of here. We're back Saturday night. Sports Doctor, all fresh off all these shout-outs, is going to be on the road.
I'll be on the road
Scouting
Saturday,
trip, special scouting trip.
Yep.
But we're going to be at NFA for the battle of the top spot in the ECC girls, the Bacon Academy Bobcats and the NFA Wildcats, the number 1, I believe, NFA Wildcats will be there on Saturday night. So for the Sports Doctor, Mike DeMoro, Peter Wappy, and the crew, I am Casey O'Neill saying good night, everybody.